So this Osagyefo Library is the main library of the university, where the university librarian office is. And because it's the main library, we have all the subjects books here. Though the subject may not be done in the South Campus, but we have every bit of each subject's material here, because it's the we should say headquarters of the libraries under the UEW. And the library has different areas or different sections. So we have, when you enter, we have the reader services, okay, which comprises the counter area, the security area, the special reserve, the lending, and then the reference. We also have the cataloging section, where classification and other technical duties are done there. Then we have the acquisition. They are in charge of acquiring books or taking lists of books from lecturers and other sources, and then acquiring them for the library. We also have the serial section. The serial section is that aspect of the library which deals with serials material. The English word serials, something that comes in series. When it comes today, tomorrow it will come, the next day it will come. If it's weekly, today is Thursday, the next Thursday it will come, the following Thursday it will come. If it's monthly, monthly. If it's biannual. If it's yearly, yearly. So those materials, they also have their area. Do you understand? Are you okay? You will be taken to all those areas. So some of the materials there are the student work, both the undergrad and the graduate materials, the journals, the magazines, the newspapers. Those are serial materials. So we have library for them. Do you understand? So that's another aspect of the library. Then we have electronic library. So that is also an English word. So any material that is in electronic form or format. So those people there, they deal with the laptop, the phones, the computers, and so on. That is where what they use for accessing their resources or their materials. So that is where you will learn the databases that the university subscribes to, and then the internet service and other things. Are you okay? We will take you there. I'm also in charge of the materials in the library are housed somewhere. They are kept somewhere, and you have to search for them. Do you get it? Like a catalog. Those times we used to have cabinet where you draw a drawer. It's there. We'll show you. Then you look for the title of the material you want, and then you pick a number, and then you take it to the shelf. Now we have electronic catalog. Okay, so UEW's electronic catalog is called WINNEBA. So all those things are electronic materials, and the electronic library is in charge. So we'll take you there. Okay. So having done that, okay, we have also the technical service, like the photocopying, the binding, photocopying, binding, and then printing is also done at a particular area. Okay, then we have the secretariat of the library, and then the librarian's office. So basically, those are the areas. Now, when you come to the library itself, the reading area or where you can access. We have the graduate reading room, which is just behind us. We have the conference room, and then we have all these areas that I mentioned. Most of them are accessible to you, the student, like the serial library, the reference area, the lending area, the special reserve. All those places are accessible to you. And then we have the common reading room, 24 hours. It's always open. So these are the areas. So now we are going to go around and see all these places that I mentioned. Then we'll come back here for details of electronic materials, how they are accessed, how they can be accessed. Okay, and my position, what's my position? I am a principal library assistant. Principal library assistant. Yeah, principal library assistant. Yeah.
Who is a principal library assistant?
Who? You mean who? Oh, okay. If you are employed as a junior library assistant grade 3, that's where you start. You go to grade 2, you come to grade 1, then you go to library assistant, you go to senior, you go to up to So I have few end. But you cannot go there if you don't have certificate in librarianship. So as you ask, I will tell you I have several certificates in librarianship and other subject areas, so that I can help. I don't have certificate in your area, but some other staff do. I have masters in other areas, so that I can understand the areas. Do you understand? So library staff, we have our school. It's only done in the University of Ghana. We school there, then we have other courses just to enrich our engagement with students. Do you get it? So some have certificate in science, English, other areas. I have in special education. So apart from learning, acquiring experience in handling issues, I have that one. So I can probe you people and then know what you want and give you what you are requesting for. But other staff have certificates and they can, yes, you understand me? But I'm a science student. Yeah, that's why I'm a science student. I'm a secondary science student, but I don't have higher education in science.
So after, let me say, suggest you applied for this library.
Yeah, those times we were employed without certificate. I didn't come here with library certificates, but in the course we go to school, go study leave and other things. But right now things are changing. Those being employed are mostly have certificates. Yes. Yeah, we'll have to.
How long have you been working in
I have worked for more than 20 years.
Oh.
Yes, more than 20 years.
I want to ask if there's any section of the library which is prohibited to students to.
Those are the confined areas, confined offices. You cannot go there. But today you are likely to see some of these areas. Yeah, you are likely to. It's time bound, so let's try and.
Sir, please, in the submission, you said you take books from lecturers and your students. So let's assume after here, I come out with a book and I want to bring to the university. What would be the process?
You want to give it to the
The
university?
university, what would be the process?
Yeah. You just come with your book and then we will direct you as to what to do. But what I said didn't mean that. What I mean is list. Like if you come to request for a book and we couldn't get it for you, we list them. Okay, we list them, and sometimes the lecturers will come. this book will be good for my course, like that. And sometimes the librarian write to them to submit a list of subject materials that will be useful to the department. So those are the pieces of outlet that the library used to know what is actually needed for the courses run. Yes.
You spoke about the recruitment system. Now, I want to find out if someone, for instance, those who are considered from teacher education, there was a quota that was for library. Those who want to go to the library. If you applied for that one, probably then you came into the library and then you completed your course. Does it mean you start at the same level that someone who did library will do, like someone who was?
Right now, if you finish your course degree, right, and you apply for a position here, you'll be put under even somebody who has diploma in librarianship. It's a professional area. We are chartered. It's a professional area. So you have this degree, you can go and do masters or diploma in librarianship, and then that one will cover this one.
This is the serials library. But let me find out from you, how many of you understand the word library? When you say library, what does it mean? Anybody? I'm going to the library. What does it mean? Yes, my dad, yes, sir. A place where scholarly materials are kept for reference. Take note, a place. Any other? Any other? In the gone by, we referred to the library as a place where reading materials are what? Kept. But today, with the advent of technology, we don't refer to it as what? A place. A collection. Because it can be online. Do you get it? A collection that has been organized and maintained for reading, for studying, and for consultation. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
They are a collection of reading materials that has been organized. Because you can't go to the library and see the materials everywhere. They have been what? Organized and maintained for reading, for studying, and for consultation. Am I making some sense here?
Yes, sir.
Because you go to the library either to read newspapers, either to take a textbook and study, either to take a dictionary and consult for some meaning of a word. That is basically for the library. But when you were entering, you saw something like serials library. So let us try to understand the word serial. In our everyday sense, we've heard something like serial killers. Have you heard serial killers before? What do? They kill people. We have serial killers in politics. What do? They only call frequently. Now, the term serial refers to materials in the library that are published frequently and at regular intervals. when you go to the library, we have two types of what books. Ones that are monographs, they are published maybe once and for all. And there are others that are published regularly. Okay, let's take a daily graphic. It is published every day. Is that not it? Every day you see daily graphic. When you take Ghanaian Times, it is also published what? Every day. So what I'm trying to say is that in the library, there are certain materials that are published regularly and at what? But when you see, this is daily graphic. When you see 100 copies of this, it doesn't mean they have the same information. Every day you will get what? A different information. But they have the same what? Topic or title. You get it? So in the serial library, these are the materials that we keep here. But because you are physics students, I will show you some physics journals that we have. What is this?
Foundation of.
Can you read from there? Foundations of what?
Physics.
I have 2 copies in my hand. But the fact that they are all foundations of physics does not mean they contain the same information. The reason being that maybe some of you, after finishing your first degree, will just sit down and say, oh, this time first degree doesn't matter much. It's not anything to go by. So let me progress to the next level. So you go and do your masters. Is that not it? Now, after that, some people might think, oh, this time everybody is doing masters. So let me go and do my PhD. So you go and do your what? Your PhD. At that level, you are regarded as an expert in the field. So whatever that you say, people take it serious. But at this stage, even if you say something that makes sense, somebody will say something, oh, you're in a cheat. Because they assume that at this stage, there is nothing in the head. Whatever that you say is something that somebody has already won. But when you get to the higher level, after PhD, they see you as an expert in the field. So even if you cough, somebody will come and ask you why you are coughing. Even if you say something that doesn't make sense, people will make sense out of it. Okay, those are the people who are allowed to publish in what? Journals. So these are journals. If you have not gone high, if you have not climbed high the academic ladder, you will not be required to publish in journals like this. You get it? Now, when you take a journal, take 1 copy. You see volume 1, volume 45, number 2. Is that not it? This one is what? Volume 45, number 3. Okay. So this indicates that they are published at different times. When you see February 2006. This one is March 2006. Means that every month a copy of this is what? Published. As we go along, researches are being done. Is that not it? Every day a research is done. And when researches are done, they are supposed to be published in a particular material. And when the person is an expert in the field, it is published in what? In a journal like this one. If the person is a physics professor or an expert in physics. Am I making some sense here?
Yes.
It is the same way if you are a mathematics student and you also climb up, you can also publish in what? In mathematics journal. Right? Once we understand what journals are, let us look at what we do in the serials library. So it means that by explaining the term library as being collection of information materials for study, reading, and consultation, we can also say that the serial library takes custody of serial publications for reading, studying, and what? Consultation. Do you get it? Okay, so let us look at what do we do here. This is the serial library. What are the services that we provide? Okay.
You said the serial library takes custody of
serial publications that is acquired by the university. Okay, because you are in UUW. So we take custody of serial publications that are acquired by UUW, organize them for studying, reading, and consultation. Are we getting it?
Yes, sir.
So let us look at what we do in the serial library. First, let us even look at the library that this is. This is a form of what? Hybrid library. Because the materials that you see on the shelf as being acquired by the university can also be obtained in electronic form here. So we combine the two, the print and electronic materials for usage. That is, if you come and you are looking for something from a journal that you are not getting and you inform me, I can get it electronically for you. So we operate hybrid form of what? Library. We combine the two, both the print and the electronic. Okay, some of the services that we provide are as follows. We provide anticipatory information services. Anticipatory information services. What does it mean by anticipatory information services? We in the library believe that the students might need information for their study. So when we come to work, we try as much as possible to get information that we need, prepare them and put them down, so that when you come requesting for it, we can give it to you. We anticipate that you need information that we have to provide. Do you get it? We also provide responsive information services. Responsive information what? Services. That is when you come and you ask me, oh, Mr. Yako, I'm looking for information on, let's say, child abuse. I'll be able to tell you immediately where you can get it from. I have to respond to you immediately. That is what we refer to as what? Responsive information services. So basically, we provide anticipatory information services and also responsive information services. We also do what we refer to as reference service. When you come looking for information that we don't immediately have, we can refer you to a place where you can get it from. When you come looking for information in the serial library, and immediately that information is not available, we refer you to where you can what? Get it from. That is after sitting down with you, conducting reference interview, and knowing exactly what you want. If I believe that I don't have it, I will refer you to where you can get it. Am I making some sense here?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what we are doing?
Yes, sir.
So, other functions that we do, I told you this is a library on its own. So when materials come in, we also do what is called cataloging and classification. Same functions as what any other library also what perform. Up to this stage, I want to pause and ask if anybody has any question to ask. If there is anything that you don't understand, you want me to explain, let me go on before we continue. Yes, sir.
Is there if you can mention your name?
Oh, my name, Isaac Nyaku. But people prefer calling me Kweku. So if you see me, call me Kweku.
What's your position?
My position is Chief Library Assistant. Chief Library Assistant. But you can call me Kweku.
My hand is up there. Sir, please, can we visit this library regularly too?
The library is opened from 9 a.m. in the morning to 10 p.m. in the afternoon.
I mean the sphere library.
PM, yes, 10 p.m. From 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Any time that you want to visit, you can visit.
Please, likening the serial library to serial killing. Is there any special thing we would have to do when we want to access this very library?
The only thing is that you can come into this library, read, study, and consult. But our materials are not allowed to move out of this place. You can use them here, but under very critical conditions, we can allow you to go and make photocopy. But you won't spend more than 3 hours using our materials when you want to go and make photocopy. But here we don't kill. Because you said by liking serial killing to serial library.
It's just on a lighter note.
On a lighter note. Oh, but we can kill. Yes, any other? Any other?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You said you also do electronic services here.
That one, we have electronic services library. But when you need information very urgent that you cannot go there, and you consult me, I'll be able to do it for you.
Okay. So as a chief library assistant, can you give me an insight of plagiarism?
Plagiarism. Now, when you want to work on your thesis or maybe long essay, you need to make references. Fine. The references that you have to make, you don't have to copy them verbatim. You have seen that I have seen that you have written this, and I want to maybe copy.
Yeah.
You don't need to copy it verbatim. You may either put it or frame it in a different way that will have the same meaning. Because now we have a software that is used to check on that. So if you copy it dito and it is put through that software, it will just tell you that this is somebody's work that you are copying. So if you copy somebody's whole work and they put it through the plagiarism test, it will come out that everything that you have done belongs to somebody. So go and do your own. So you need to sit down and maybe paraphrase. Do some paraphrasing. Change some of the terms. Change some of the tenses. To make it a bit different. Although it will have the same meaning. You're welcome.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Long essays.
Yes, please.
We have all the works of the students here, or there's a way of sampling them.
In fact, if we decide that we want to keep all the works of the student, this whole room will be filled. So what we do is that we have a measure in place that if maybe for the past 5 years we can keep them here, but beyond that we give them to archives to be kept at a particular place. Because if you decide that okay, here we keep the materials of the South Campus, courses that are done at the South Campus, the sciences, the maths, communication and media studies, and some French, English, and other things. So if you decide to keep the long essays and the thesis, all of them here, we won't have a space to even sit. So we have put a mechanism in place that maybe if we can keep the last 5 years, then we can keep them here. And then the rest, we give them to archives for safekeeping.
Please, as a librarian over here, I want to find out from you, with the long essays and the thesis which have been written, is there any of them which have been, practical in our real life? Because there's an assumption that most of the long essays that we do write, it ends up just being in the library. But the practical aspect of it, so is there any identifiable long essay which has been written that you can pinpoint and say, okay, this one was actually demonstrated and this is the effect of it?
Yeah, my duty here is to keep them. But as to whether it has been practically implemented, we are yet to conduct any research into it. Yes, because when you finish with your long essay, only a copy is brought to the library. The department keeps a copy. The lecturer himself keeps a copy, and you are also given a copy. So if anything at all, it is the lecturer who should be in place to make sure that whatever that you have researched into and need to be implemented, does it. But one thing is that after the long essay, when the lecturer feels that there is an aspect that he deems very good and important, he can pick that one. He can pick one from here. He can pick one from here. And maybe after you had left, by the time you realize he has written something like a handout using the information that you provided. So in about 2, 3, 4 years, that handout can be turned into a book. And he will say, I have written a book. That one I don't know. Please. Do you understand it? Sometimes the information that you provide indirectly goes into the hands of your supervisors and the lecturers. If and only if they find it useful. Maybe it might be that it is not the whole long essay that is very necessary. Maybe it's the research results. He might find some of them very pertinent, very important. Okay, so let me include this in the work that I'm doing. Wait, you have to present a long essay at the end of your 4-year study. And the long essay looks like this one. That is for the long essay. And when you proceed to do your master's degree, you have to produce a thesis that looks like this one. After your master's, if you deem it fit to go and do PhD, after which you will be required to produce a thesis like this one. So if and only if you want to be an expert in the physics field, then you have to make sure you produce something like this at the end of your PhD thesis. And it looks like this one. It looks like this. Are you okay?
Resources that the library provides. The first 2 presentations you had talked about our fringe resources that we have. So you found out that in the library we have a lot of books in different categories, right? We have the normal textbooks, we have reference materials, we have encyclopedias. Were you told about encyclopedias? Okay, so those are all different types of materials we have. Then when you went to the serial section, we're also introduced to the different types of serial materials that we have, right? Now, all these different types of materials also come in electronic formats, okay? So when we talk of types of electronic resources, we are talking about ebooks, okay? That's one category. Then we have online journals and articles, okay? I believe you saw some of the journals that we have. They also come in electronic formats. Then we have what we call online academic databases, okay? So these resources are usually organized into specialized databases to make access to them easy. So we have the online academic databases as well, okay? Then we have websites, digital libraries, and so many other forms of electronic resources. Now, as a student of the university, why would you want to access our electronic resources? There are so many advantages to this. You know, unlike the physical library, where you need to be present physically to access the materials, with the electronic resources, you don't have to come to where the information sits. You can access from any location that you are, provided you have an electronic device that is connected to the internet. Okay, so there are several advantages of using electronic resources. Now, I want to touch on a few of them. Okay, now with our e-resources, it usually comes with a very user-friendly interface. Okay, so even if you've never used it before, when you visit the site, it is easy to navigate to find what you are looking for. Okay. It has search functionalities and it provides advanced search features, which helps you to search thoroughly to find what you are looking for. Okay. Then, other advantages. The contents of these resources are organized in a systematic way, usually according to their subject areas. Okay. So you can browse easily to find what you are looking for. Access is available 24/7. You can access them 24/7. And you can access them on campus and also from remote locations. Okay. Then it offers also what we call collaborative tools, which enables you to share what you find in them with your friends. Okay. To share with them. And then one very important feature I want to talk about is the referencing tools in them. Okay. When it comes to referencing your information sources, students usually find these aspects difficult. Okay. Now, in our academic databases or the e-resources that we provide in the library, you will mostly find referencing tools embedded in them. So when you access your information from them, it is easy to reference your sources. Okay. So I've been talking a lot. That is just an introduction. Now I'm going to take you live online and show you how you can access these resources. I mentioned that electronic resources can be accessed on computers, on tablets, and even on the mobile phone. Okay. So if you have internet, just go to the university website with me. Let's explore. Okay, see how we can access our electronic resources from the library. I believe you know how to get here. uew.edu.gh. Okay, so are you here? Can we go on? All right. So now we are talking about how to access our electronic resources. Okay. Now, to access e-resources from the library, you can do it in two ways. You can do it whilst on campus, and you can also do it remotely. So we have the on-campus access, and we have the off-campus access. Please note this down. This must appear in your report. So I said there are two ways of accessing electronic resources: on campus and off campus. Okay. Now, when accessing electronic resources on campus, how do you go about it? It's very simple. Okay. All that you need to do is to connect your device to the UEW internet. Okay. Now, once you connect and you visit any of our subscribed databases, you have automatic access. No need for logins. No need for logins. It's very simple. So I'll repeat that. To access the resources on campus, just connect your device to the university network or internet through the Wi-Fi, okay? Then you visit the database of your choice and you have automatic access. because you'll be accessing on the university network. Okay, so that is one way of accessing the resources. Now, the second way is what we call the off-campus access, which enables you to access the resources from any location. Okay, so you could be here on campus, even in the library, but you use off-campus access. Now, why do you have to do this? The system of authentication that we use in accessing these resources is IP verification. Okay, so if you find yourself on campus or in the library and you are using your data to access the resources, the system will not recognize you as a member of the UW community. Okay, let's say you are using MTN data or Vodafone. You will not be recognized as part of UW. You get me? So what you need to do is go through off-campus access and then you log in as a student of UEW. Okay, very simple. So now let's go online and I'll show you. Now, to access any of our resources, you need to visit the university website and then you go to the library. Okay, so up here you see library. You see library. Now, those of you using your phones to access, you will not see the menu up here to choose library. You see this. Okay, so on the top right corner of your phone, you click on this menu to display the hidden menu here where you see library. Okay, so from whichever device you are using, it's possible to find the library there to use. Okay, so you click on library to take you to the library portal, and this is how it looks like. Okay, now over here we have quick links to our resources. Okay, so the first one that you see here is the WINNEBA. The WINNEBA. Now, do you know what the WINNEBA is? Okay, so the WINNEBA is the university library's online catalog that helps you check for books physically available in the library. Okay, so if on your course outline your lecturer recommends that you read a particular book written by a particular author, you can use the WINNEBA to check if the library has that book available. Okay, let's take it one after the other. So we'll visit the WINNEBA to see how the WINNEBA looks like. And this is the WINNEBA interface. So from here, you can search to see if the library has a particular book. Now, is there a very popular book you use? Physics. Physics book. Say that again. Catnell. Spell it for me. Are those the names of the author?
Yeah. Yes.
What's the title of the book?
Catnell and
That's the title. Physics for scientists and engineers.
Thank you.
That's not the title.
So physics
for scientists and engineers.
Scientists and engineers. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in the WINNEBA, you can search by title, you can search by the author's name. Okay. So what you were mentioning, you could have checked with it. Okay. But the easiest is to check with the title. So I searched for that book and I have these results. I have 7 results, as you can see. So this book is written by Selway Raymond. Okay. Then we have a second one, Introduction to Physics for Scientists and Engineers by Frederick J. Hughes, or what? How do you pronounce this name?
Physics.
Ah.
Yeah, that's 4.
Number 4.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the book you were mentioning. Okay, so through the WINNEBA, you see that the book is available. So WINNEBA helps us to find print materials on the in the library, available in the library. You can read the book through WINNEBA, okay, but it will only show you what is available. So this is a book, okay, and this is a call number I was mentioning. Okay, that's the number we use to shelve the book. So when you find a book shelved like this, you just need to check the call number here. Okay, and the call number is alphanumeric, so it starts from A and ends at Z with the numbers in between. So you just trace it, and then you find this book if it's still on the shelf, if no one has picked it before you came. Okay. All right. So I think we are okay with the WINNEBA. Okay. It is one of our e-resources, okay, electronic resources that helps us find print materials in the library. Okay, so I'll close the WINNEBA and then we'll go on to the next one. Now we have ebooks. We talked about electronic books being one type of electronic resource, right? So in the library, we also have access to electronic books. Okay. So to access, let me go back. To access our ebooks, just click on ebooks here to bring you to the ebook page. Okay. Now currently we subscribe to one ebook database, which is ProQuest eBook Central. The second one here. Okay. The first one is an open access database where you can also get good books to download for free. Okay. Now let's go to the one we pay for, and let me show you ProQuest eBook Central. Let this also appear in your reports. Okay. Yes, because it's our only ebook database that we have. All right. Now to visit ProQuest eBook Central, just click on the link here to bring you here. Okay. Now I'm accessing ProQuest or all these databases on the university network. So as I said earlier, when you are connected to the Wi-Fi, you have automatic access. Okay. So you see that once I clicked on ProQuest, it brought me here where we see our university name up here. If you try to access the same resource, MTN or Vodafone, it won't be here. Okay. It won't be here. So here you can search for books that you can use. To search, you just type your search query in the search box, and then you click search. And whatever is available will come in the search results. If a particular book you are looking for is not available, other related books will come in the search results, okay, which you can explore. Now let's search for something. Give me a topic to search. Any topic you've treated this semester.
Quantum mechanics.
Mechanics. Yes, it's a course, but it's a topic, it's a subject.
Don't mind that.
Okay. It's a whole subject, it's a topic. You see, with such a term or keyword, okay, when you check the dictionary, maybe dictionary of physics, you see just one sentence explaining what quantum mechanics is. When you go to the shelves, you can find a whole textbook this big also explaining what quantum mechanics is. Okay, so you are all right. Okay, so we have some search results. We have this book written in 2018 by these two authors. Okay. Then the next one, quantum mechanics, relativistic theory. Have you learned that, okay. Then we have quantum mechanics, symmetries, quantum mechanics, special chapters, and so on. Okay, so you see that there are so many books here. Now, to access the books from ProQuest, this is an e-library, okay? It operates just like the physical library. And when you come to a library, you borrow this book. How long do you take it for? Those who have been borrowing from the library. 2 weeks. We give it to you for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, if you've not finished using it, you come back for renewal. We renew for another 2 weeks for you. Yes. If nobody has requested for the book, you can keep renewing till you finish your course. Okay, that's how we operate. Now, the electronic library operates in a similar way. The books there we haven't purchased, we are only subscribing. So if you want to use this book, for instance, you can read it online, or you can download it onto your device and use it anytime offline as well. Okay. Now, when you download it, you don't get to keep it forever because you haven't purchased it. So you get to keep it for a maximum of 21 days, after which the book will return to the library. If you want to continue using it, you have to go and re-download it. Okay, so you can re-download as many times as you want. Everybody here can download the same book at the same time. Now, to read the book online, just click here. You see this? It's read online. To download the book on your device, you click here. Download or full download. Okay. You can also decide to see more information about the book by clicking on the title of the book, which brings you here. Over here too, you can read online. You can download the book on your device. Okay. If you want a PDF version, you can download some chapters as PDFs. Those ones do not expire. You can download and keep forever. Okay. So to download, okay, let's first look at read online. So to read a book online, just click read online and the book will download and open for you. Okay. So from here you can navigate through the book. Okay. You see the chapters on the left hand side. So if your interest is chapter 4, observables, just click on chapter 4 and then you see the full contents. You can click to take you to that specific chapter or page, and then you continue reading from there. So many formulas. Okay. Okay. So you see everything is there. So reading online is very, very simple. Okay. To download the book, you can click full download here. But before I download something, okay, you can download PDF chapters here. You can share the link to the book with your friends. So let's say you have seen the book and you think this book is good for the whole class. If you're a generous person, you are not greedy, you want to share with the group. So you just copy the link and then share in your WhatsApp. Everybody will have access to it because you all can access ProQuest eBook Central. Okay, so you can do that from here. If you want to, maybe you use information from this book for an assignment or your project work, you know you need to reference the source. I talked about referencing, right? So over here you can just click on Get Citation. And then you see the reference here. But in UEW we use which style? APA. So you come here, Format, and then we choose APA. And that is it. So just select, copy, and paste. You see how simple it is? Okay. So let this also appear in your report that through the e-resources you can easily reference your sources of information. Okay. Now let's look at full download. If you want to download the book, there are so many places you can download from. So on this page, it's also here. Just click on full download and then you click continue. Now if it's your very first time accessing, if it's your very first time accessing the database, you'll be asked to install a software called Adobe Digital Editions. Okay. There's a problem here. Okay. Adobe Digital Edition. I'll look in. I don't know why it's not opening. But when you get the prompt to install Adobe Digital Edition, install it. Okay. We have the version for Apple and then the version for Android and the Windows version as well, and the Mac version. So whichever device you are using, once you click on Get Adobe Digital Edition, it takes you to the Adobe site where you can download the version compatible with your device. Okay. Now after installing the device, you can then download the book on your device and then you use the Adobe Digital Editions to read the book offline. Do you get me? Don't worry, when we get to off-campus access, I'll show you again how to download it. Okay. Okay, now let's come back to the library page. So the next thing is our A to Z list of databases. Those are all our e-resources that we have. So from here, you can just see the list of what we have. Okay. We have the subscribed ones, which are all here. And we have the open access ones, the free ones, also below it. Okay. So they are here. Now to access them, you can click on campus access if you are connected to the Wi-Fi. If you are not, and you are using your data or accessing from a remote location, you click on off-campus access and then you log in as a student. Okay. So this is our A to Z list of databases. Now the next one is off-campus access. Very important. Okay. So to access all our resources off campus, you need to click on off-campus access to take you, and we just deployed this last week. Okay, it's not even a week old. Accounts are still being created for all our users, but I want you to try and let me know if you have access. Okay. Now, if you're able to access your email, when you enter your inbox, you should see a message from my loft. If you don't see it, no problem. Once you come here and you enter your email, that is your student email, your student number at st.uew.edu.gh, it will give you the opportunity to create a password. Okay. So those of you who are there, can you try and let me know? Please. Enter your student email address. Oh, are you sure?
To download the app first.
Okay, no, okay, so my loft works on the web and then on the app, the mobile app. It has the mobile app version and then the web version. So if you are using a laptop, just open your browser and then search for My Loft. Go to the login page. Those of you using your phones, you can also go to Google Play Store or the App Store for Apple and search for My Loft. Search for My Loft. And download the app. Okay. You can log in from there. Has anybody been able to access? So I said our off-campus access system is called My Loft, which stands for My Library on Fingertips. Okay, My Library on Fingertips. Okay, so if you are on the login page, just enter your student's email and try to log in for me.
Please, I try my students' email, but they said sorry, we are not able to find out.
Okay, so like I said, accounts are still being created. Okay. Who is your course rep? No problem. One of you can just tell the course rep to compile your emails for me. Okay. Just send me a list of all your emails. But the accounts are being set up anyway. Okay, if you wait a day or two, I'm sure by close of day tomorrow, everybody's account will be set. So, just give me a. I also said, let me repeat this. I said our off-campus system, okay, or off-campus access to our electronic resources has just been changed, okay. It was changed on Thursday last week, so it's barely a week old, and we are still setting up accounts for users, okay. That is why you are not even aware yet, okay. Now on the website, there's information about it, but once everything is complete and everybody's account is set, to send messages to you to let you know that you can now access our e-resources through My Loft. Okay, all right. It's a new system that we have just deployed. I told you the library is leveraging on technology to bring information closer to you, okay? Make it easier for you to access our resources. Okay, so I've logged into My Loft. Now over here, you see all our databases, and then you see here library recommends. Okay. Now the library recommends ProQuest ebook central for you. The link is here. So if you click ProQuest, okay, let's say don't show this again. It will open ProQuest database. Okay. We've come back here. Let me search for quantum. Is that what we searched the last time? Yeah. Okay. Quantum physics. Okay, so this is a book, 2013 book. Oh, let me look for this one. Now, if I want to download this book, I can click here. I can look at the table of contents from here. I can add it to my bookshelf from here, okay? Or I can open to see the book details page. Now from here, I can still download the book. Okay. So when I click download book, it brings me here and I say continue. Say a chapter. You can come here and then you say download chapter and show you. The journals that you saw as serials, their electronic versions can be accessed from these databases. Okay, so let's look at a database like, you are physics student, right? Okay, let me just try. Let's see Sage journals. Okay, so this is Encyclopedia Britannica. Over here, you can also search for quantum physics. And we'll get our search results. Okay, whilst it's loading, let me go to Sage. Okay. Now, on all of these databases, once you enter, if you see the university name, it's a sign of login. Okay, so it's something you should be looking out for. If the university name is not there, that means you are not logged in. So over here too, I'm going to search quantum physics, and then we'll see. Okay. Now let me go to okay. It's still loading. So this is Sage journals, right? In Sage, you can download the journal articles here. So you see PDF or EPUB over here. You just need to click on it to download the PDF if you have access to it.